Hey marketing leader, what's up? How are you doing today? If you are embarrassed with your existing website, I believe this video is for you. This is something that we came across with our recent project. That was one of the points that the client raised with us, that they felt embarrassed with their existing website. It is quite a strong emotion, especially to have towards a website, and it's organization's website, mind you. I wanted to dance around it a little, maybe find out a bit more what makes you feel embarrassed about it and how you can get that straight. I am a big believer in being proud of your website. It should actually represent your business in the best way possible. It should expose the best sides to your business so it's as attractive as possible to general population. In this video, we'll focus on how we can stop being embarrassed about it, how we can make it a bit better and bring that peace of mind to our daily professional routine. Without further ado, let's take a look. My starting point is, it depends why you are embarrassed about it. Because embarrassment may come in different shapes and forms. It's important to identify why we feel embarrassed about it. But I guess I can try to be a bit more generic and go through the points that I have in front of me to see if any of those ring a bell. And if you hear something familiar, then maybe we can follow up and help you fix this. But for now, let's go through the points that I feel are most likely to feel embarrassed about your website and see where we end up. First thing to realize is that you are not important. I'm sorry to break it to you. You are not. You are not in the driver's position. You're not behind the steering wheel. Your end user is. One way to look at it, if your end user feels great about your website, then why shouldn't you? Perhaps your COO isn't happy with the website for their own reasons. Maybe the request came from CEO because you've just landed a big round of investment and it just makes sense to update the website. But I would think twice, because it might just not be worth it. Maybe your resources could be directed somewhere else. Just get it to your mind. You as the marketer, you are there to serve your end user and make sure they feel great about your brand, about your product, and not the other way around. What I'm saying, dial it down a bit. If you are feeling embarrassed about it, you are taking it a bit too personally. Just have a think. I'm throwing it out there, food for thought. Another trap that I see often in marketing leaders is comparing their website to someone else's. First problem with that is, no business is like another business. There's always a huge difference in communication, in branding, in team composition, in background. You can't compare business to another business. It's simple as that. Even in the market of soda drinks, Coca-Cola and Pepsi find their own audience. If they can do it, you can do it too. What I'm getting at is that if something works for someone else, it doesn't mean it works for you. So if you are in a situation where you envy that great section on someone else's website, think twice that if you migrated it over to your website, if it actually has the same positive impact as it has for them. And also, a good thing to think about is perhaps they are disliking that section on their own website and you're thinking it's actually great for them. You will never know unless you ask, but I doubt they'll tell you. Keep that in mind. The grass is always greener on someone else's lawn. Don't be jealous, okay? You're doing great. Your website is great. If you don't want to feel embarrassed about your existing website, I suggest that you just keep it up to date. Neglected websites are often the reason why we start to dislike them. That continuous improvement, that principle shines again. If you keep it up to date with your business, you will like it much, much more, and it will serve you that much better. If it's just a dust collector, it serves absolutely no purpose. It has no value, and I can understand why you would feel embarrassed about it, but it's not website's fault. It's your fault. Make sure it's up to date. And if your website doesn't have any editing abilities built in, if you need to hire a freelancer to help you out with changing anything on your website, then first of all, I feel a bit sorry for you. Website shouldn't be that way in 2022. But if you found yourself in that situation, then maybe plan those changes ahead and send them in bulk to that freelancer to save on resources and make things happen in one go. Just to save yourself a bit of overhead. But that's what I would say. Keep it up to date. Business is dynamic being. your marketing campaigns change daily, I think websites should live in the same dynamic environment. Testing is often a theme in our videos because we love it so much and we appreciate its value very much. So I will repeat it again. Keep testing, split testing, user testing, tree testing, whatever testing, like surveys, polls, gathering feedback, whatsoever. However you like. Ask mom if you want, if it helps. I don't know. Just keep testing. Keep seeing what works and what doesn't to make good, educated decisions on what's being published, changed, improved, etc. Just don't hold back. Do it and see what happens. Trust me, it might be counterintuitive and it might not work with your company's culture, but it's freeing. It really is. If you check our website frequently, you will see things changing all the time. I mean, we publish improvements every single week to many things, many components, sections, fragments of the website. We keep tweaking FAQ sections all the time. It's just this environment of dynamic change, this environment of unrest that serves the purpose because it keeps up with the pace of our company's growth. And we wouldn't be doing that if we couldn't test it and see its benefits. So keep testing, please. There are many platforms to perform a user test or any kind of test. We'll have more videos on it too. So stick around and we'll help you out with that if you are interested. Next point is just a thought that I want to plant in your head, and you consider it whenever you have a moment. Think about your website overall, and maybe it's not that bad. If you've already decided to have a new website because existing one is an embarrassment to you and your organization, just leave a bit of padding for a possibility that it's not that bad. And the only way to confirm that this possibility is just infeasible is to go through your data, go through the analytics and see what it actually is like. Because without data, you're introducing a lot of bias. It's highly likely that this was a team's decision, so there could be a potential for design by committee trap, and you don't want that. So before you commit, before you invest, before you actually risk the new website being just a mere expense rather than investment, take a look at data, take a look at analytics, and see that maybe you can actually improve what you have with a fraction of the cost. Or maybe it's just great as is, but you don't know it. Maybe on the front face, you're thinking, oh, this is embarrassing. It doesn't say that. It doesn't look like this, and it should be like that. But maybe the end user, they think it's great and it just works for them. Try to walk their shoes a bit first. And the way to do it is obviously to gather feedback, use the tools that we have at our disposal to make the sense out of it. Give it a go and see where you end up. If you end up at the same spot, then at least you eliminated that shadow of a doubt. Finally, and this is probably the biggest contributor to you feeling embarrassed about your website, is the branding. And this is the buzzword that keeps flying around in every chat that I'm having with potential clients, that they just don't feel like their website represents the brand. That's great. But then if I ask more about the brand, it's non-existent. It's never been established. So how is the website supposed to follow that brand, which technically doesn't exist? So to many people, brand is just a logo. And brand is so much more than that. Before you build a new website, the goal behind it is to not embarrass your business. Review your brand first. It's a great starting point. It shines the light on many aspects of your business. It asks tough questions. It weeds out any doubts and confusion, so that by the time you get to build a new website, first of all, you are guaranteed to not be embarrassed about it. It's because, I mean, you've just branded the whole thing and you should be in a sweet spot to build a new website. But then also, whatever you put on that website, it makes cohesive sense with your business. The website then it fits into ecosystem, and it just works as this great one big marketing hub that converts, that pays for itself, and it just returns on investment. Simple as that. So I think branding is a really good starting point. Just reviewing your brand is a sensible step before you commit to building a new website, just to prevent yourself landing in the same place and being embarrassed with the new website. That would be really wasted money. Just have a think about it. And I think that's it from me. These were 6 hopefully helpful points to you. Again, all of this is just a food for thought. Let me know what you think in the comments. Maybe you disagree with something, maybe there's something worthy of adding to that list. In any way, I'm all ears, but for now, I wish you all the best and good luck with your website. Thanks so much for listening. See you in the next video. Bye bye.